One of the ways we can solve quadratic equations is by using something called the quadratic formula. So here are the steps that you would need to follow in order to do that. As a note, the quadratic formula will always let you solve a quadratic equation. It'll always give you the solutions, unlike factoring where you have to be able to factor to make it happen. So if I want to solve a quadratic equation by using the formula, first I need to rewrite the equation. By using my properties of equality so that it is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, you've got to get it equal to 0 just like when you're factoring because we use the zero product principle. Even though it doesn't look like it, we use that zero product principle to solve it. So you've got to get it equal to 0. Okay, second, you just need to apply the formula. The solutions are given by x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a. Okay, once you have it in that ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 form, you just need to grab a, grab b, grab c, and substitute them into this formula. Now just a couple notes on the formula. First, here's what it looks like if you type it instead of writing it on a board. And let's just talk about a couple things. This symbol means I'm going to have two different possible answers. One where I add this junk, the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and one where I subtract it. So that plus or minus means I've got two answers. And the reason we do it is if I'm doing the arithmetic, I will not get to this part until almost right at the end, which means that I'd have to do the arithmetic twice, once for plus and once for minus, so it's easier to just do them all at the same time, then when you need to, split with a plus or minus. A second note, the number that you get first under the square root should always be non-negative, because b could be 0 perhaps to make it 0, but if even if b was negative, when you square it, you're going to get a positive number. So if you get a negative number here, something's gone wrong. Okay, just two more notes. This minus 4ac, watch the sign on. Okay, because if a or c or both are negative, you want to make sure that you're watching, should this really be minus that value? Should it be plus that value? So just check that out and be careful at that point. So two sign mistakes are easy to make under the radical, especially if b is negative. So just watch for them. Finally, this whole fraction is divided by 2a. Okay, you have to divide the whole thing, the whole answer by 2a, not just what you get from under the square root and not just the minus b, but all of it. Okay, often I get students who end up taking this and then plus or minus the rest of it over 2a. Nope, that minus b's got to be over 2a as well. All right, check out some other videos if you want to see examples of this thing, but there is how you solve using the quadratic formula.